broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Oh, yeah. Grab your microphone. It's the microphone.
I like the beats. This is good.
You guys, this is from their last album. It's a really good song. Everyone download Microphone on iTunes.
How many albums did they have? Pop quiz.
3.
Oh, okay.
4.
5?
I don't know. I was asking.
Well, they've had Christmas albums and stuff.
That's true.
You guys, everybody,
If you know it's all, you can tweet me. Tell me if you
grab your microphone.
I want to say 4 or 5.
I know all the words. It's sad. It's a good song. You guys, hi. Do, re, mi, fa, so. Jen, she never knows the words. Even for do, re, mi, fa, so, la, ti, do, it's like the most normal. It's like the ABCs.
Exactly.
Do you know the ABCs? You guys, by the way, in case you're wondering what we're doing here, we're at AfterBuzz TV for the after show for Lachey's Bar. This is season 1, episode 5, called The Bourbon Battle.
Bourbon, I love it.
So we see a little dramatics in this episode. The bar is 3 weeks out. Mm-hmm. Everyone's getting stressed. And decisions need to be made, but everyone's kind of all over the place. Nick's in New York, Vanessa's in LA, Drew's in Cincy, and everyone's like, we gotta pick out TVs and alcohol, and there's so many things, and I'm talking with my hands a lot. And I can see my reflection over there. It's just, there's a lot happening, and so wackiness ensues.
Yes.
We're 3 weeks, like, for me, 3 weeks away, I would be stressed. We're still putting up drywall. I would be like, we gotta be training staff right now.
Right.
Exactly.
Also, when is all that gonna happen?
I know.
I think very last minute, I would think.
It seems.
I mean,
It looks so undone.
it looks so undone. It doesn't look any different from what I remember seeing last time.
No.
Me neither.
Maybe like a one wall went up or something, like one.
Yeah.
There's no bar. I don't know where
I
they're
see a
gonna.
bar.
The bar
serve
is
alcohol.
like that long thing that you're seeing, like that pony wall looking thing.
Didn't
that you're
even
seeing.
notice that.
Yeah,
I kind of saw it.
It's there.
Okay.
That's the bar. So the boys decide they're going to go on a bourbon trail, and
Well, Nick decides.
Nick decides, but he's not there.
He's not there.
No.
It was a little confusing because it seemed like he said he wasn't coming, and then that he was in New York, and then the boys were waiting for him at the bar. Like, where is he?
Also.
I was confused about that.
Well, also, it sounded like he was telling Drew in the previous clip, they're like, I'm gonna meet you guys there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it sounded like he was coming.
Yeah.
Like, but
later.
meeting, like, flying directly to Kentucky,
That's
right?
what
Well, you do fly into Kentucky when you land in.
Cincinnati.
Oh, yeah.
So he could have been going. I think it was like 100
Cincinnati
miles from
Airport.
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
So it was a little confusing,
Yeah,
but
me too.
regardless, we've got the crew there. We've got Chris and Josh and Dre and Justin and Drew, and they're all waiting, and they're like, let's just go without Nick. We got to go.
Right.
So they get in this bus that's like prom bus.
Yeah, it's totally a prom bus.
A serious party bus, which I pointed out that it's ironic that they would take such a nice bus when they're trying to save pennies and things like that.
Maybe it was sponsored.
That's what I said too. I said that too.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Let me ask you this. Collectively, for those of you who don't know, Lauren Leonelli and Jen Golden are known as the two drunk girls.
That's right.
Yes.
So, I cannot, bourbon. What do we know about bourbon?
Stinky.
Delicious.
Strong.
Delicious.
That's all we need?
Hurts.
Brown.
Manhattan. This game's so fun.
Hard to drink.
Whiskey sour.
You guys sound like you guys need to go on this bourbon
I don't
trail.
like
I know.
it.
I love
Hangover.
bourbon. I love bourbon.
This is the perfect episode for
It
you.
was, I loved it. I wish I was there.
Is
My
Maker's
mouth
Mark a bourbon?
Is what?
Maker's Mark?
It's a
yes.
whiskey bourbon. There's a
Whatever.
difference.
I don't know anything about
That's
it
good, too. Maker's Mark's
because
good,
I
too.
had my first Manhattan like over 4th of July weekend, so I don't really drink that stuff.
Did Nick give it to you?
No.
Okay. There's a question.
I like a little glass of bourbon after work sometimes.
Like with a big ice cube, because that's
No,
like how it goes. No,
no.
just straight, neat.
Yeah.
Straight up.
What's,
neat.
okay, speaking of that, see, that you could put ice, Or you could do like the ice circle because it melts evenly.
Right.
That's classy.
Yeah,
And it takes a long time for it to melt, so your drink's not watered down. That's the point of it.
That's
That is the point.
Right.
It's like timed with the.
I like the warmness. I just wanted to go make me warm.
Yeah, what is it's just the warmth. That's the appeal. Is there? They were talking a lot about the smell.
It smells good too. Sometimes it smells like hickory or it smells smoky.
Or
it's good.
Do you smoke a pipe too while you're doing this?
I got a gray beard.
I feel like he wears an ascot and has a pipe and sits in like a chair with his feet up and like smells it.
So what is the appeal for Nick? He obviously likes it, but what is the appeal?
Nick's favorite drink is like beer and Maker's Mark.
Okay.
So
That's like dude drinks.
He's like dude, but yeah, he likes that. I think he just likes. I mean, Nick also likes red wine too. So, but yeah, he's always. I guess just. I mean, as long as I've known him, he's liked to drink Makers and bourbon and stuff. It's just his thing. I guess maybe I don't know specifically, but obviously more than Drew because it seems like Drew doesn't drink it at all.
Yeah, he said that's not his jam.
He says not his drink. No.
Yeah. So
I wonder what his jam is, though. He didn't say that.
You know?
Yeah, I don't know.
Beer?
I forget. What
I think it's beer. Now it's going to be the mint mojito.
That's
Oh, yeah,
right.
the
That's how he learned-
Andrew. Wait,
yes.
what was it?
The Andrew's Ale.
Yes.
Andrew's awesome ale.
He learned how to
right.
muddle.
Right.
Yeah.
We're learning a lot.
We are.
I'm trying to give you
are.
all my knowledge. I don't know as much about Drew, but I know that he, obviously just voiced that he doesn't know a lot about bourbon. And so they're going on this trip thinking, all right, this is going to, kind of inspired by Nick, but we're just all going to have to like join forces and do our thing because they've all known each other forever.
Yeah.
So they get to the first distillery, I guess you
Town
call
branch.
it, in Kentucky.
It's like a bourbon wine tasting.
Yeah.
Town Brass Distillery.
And it seems like Drew's drunk after like one tasting.
I felt drunk.
Well, it's a heavy liquor. I mean, if you don't drink it, I mean...
I could see how that would make you go straight to your head.
Right.
So...
Depends if you've eaten too.
Right,
Yeah.
there's that too.
It
right.
seems like it was fairly early, too.
Yeah. They had a long day ahead, they said.
Yeah.
They had a lot of stops.
They didn't have lunch yet. They didn't even make a comment about that. It's like before lunch.
I feel like they didn't. The bar wasn't open, so they definitely weren't eating there.
But it just was. I mean, we mentioned that it was about 100 miles away, and they're drinking beers on the
Yes.
bus. So you got to take that into account. I mean, that's like an hour and a half driving.
Yeah, that's true.
true.
Yeah.
So they've got some in them.
Yeah.
They're almost 3 sheets. They're like 1.5 sheets to the wind right now.
And I had to learn something that I didn't know. And I love learning when I watch television sometimes.
Oh.
I did, not all the time, but sometimes.
What did you learn?
I learned that you ask why the bourbon in Kentucky differs from the others. I actually wrote this down because I just wanted to share with all of you.
I'm glad you did.
That the water is limestone filtered. There's no iron in it.
No iron.
So it pretty affects the whiskey
So if you are anemic, this is not the whiskey for you or the bourbon for you.
Eat some spinach. I don't know.
You should start with an iron pill.
And then
Or an
drink
iron
the
pill.
bourbon. Or if you are fine on your iron,
a
then
steak.
go for the Kentucky
Or
bourbon.
a steak. So I said spinach. You went for pills. Like, hello.
I don't know why.
Anyway, so they get back in the bus. They've got all of these other places to go to. They get back in the bus, and we see that Nick's trying to call, and they're having fun. And then Drew listens to the voicemail, and he's like, I missed my flight. I'm sorry. I got held up in New York. Just go on without me. And they're like, all right, we got his blessing.
Yes.
And they just keep going. And we see them get to the what was the name?
Woodford Reserve.
Yeah, and
Yes.
that was where they bought the expensive
The double barrel. Wait, it's the double
oaked
single bottle
bourbon barrel that was exclusive only to going to be exclusive only to Lachey's bar because it was one of a kind. And how many bottles you get out of it?
220.
220.
And they did the math. They're like, that's $4 a bottle. Like, this makes sense in the long run. It's just putting $12K out right in the beginning. It's like scary, and we know throughout the whole season that Nick and Drew are always making comments about how they don't like to spend money.
Right.
And meanwhile, while they're doing this, Nick actually does come into town a couple hours later. He goes to the bar because they have a question for him about TVs.
Yeah, the
And
TVs,
it's a sports bar, you guys. So when you're in there now, and if you look at pictures of it online, there's TVs lining the entire bar with like a ticker going around, like in Times Square, telling you like scores to the games and stuff.
Wow, they didn't mess around
I mean,
with
it's like
that.
it's like Vegas in there.
Oh,
they went
wow.
for it.
Well, here's what I was wondering, because one of the things that they didn't talk about, you go with a 90-inch screen, like, yes, it's big, but it's only one TV.
That's why I was thinking the same thing.
Whereas you get 455s, that's 4 different games.
Right.
That's what
they
I was
have
thinking.
a bunch of TVs, so I don't know what they ended up doing, but there's more than one TV in there.
Did you see the 90-inch, though?
I thought they all looked pretty large.
I mean, 90
there's
is like
1, 2, 3. There's like I don't even. It literally there's
90 is like both of these.
It's like lining the entire. There's like 10 TVs in there.
Oh, okay.
I mean, is it okay? Let me ask you this, because sometimes you go to a bar and it's like sensory overload.
Yes.
It's like I've got too many games. What's like the ratio?
Right.
It's fine. I think it probably also depends on what's going on. Like if there's one big game happening, it's going to be on every TV. So it's basically because it's a large bar, it's going to be like good because no matter where you're sitting, you can see. The last time I was there, it was like the NBA playoffs. So they had that on most of the TVs, and then there was like 2 other ones sprinkled in with like just sports news and stuff. But it was mostly the NBA playoffs, and of course everyone was watching, and no matter where you were sitting, you could see the game. It wasn't distracting.
I was thinking about like for football on Sundays, there's the 10:30 games, there's the 1 o'clock games.
Right.
I wonder because there's usually 2 or 3 going on at the same time. I wonder how.
Here's the thing. I mean, because I know I won't name the restaurant chain for but. But
name it.
You know, there's like a UFC fight, there's a baseball game, there's basketball, and you're just like, what am I? This is too much.
No,
it's all
not.
Fridays.
Well, now I just want to know what chain it is.
Fridays. Okay.
B-dubs.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Oh, BW. What? No.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you lost me.
I knew what he meant.
I thought you meant BJ's. Like, isn't that a place?
Yeah,
That is a place.
And it's also a thing, but we won't talk about that right now. No. So maybe after a couple of the bourbons, we could get more into that. But it's not distracting at all. But the TV is a thing, and of course Nick is like, "What do I do? Do I buy the 90? Do I get the?" Because it's like I could get 5 TVs for the price of 1, and then he says, "You know what? This is a sports bar. It's our thing. Let's get the big one. Let's go big or go home."
I like that.
And he gets the big TV. So now they've both made really big purchases, and you're kind of wondering, is somebody going to get mad at somebody else?
Yes.
And we find out that Nick gets a little upset. But before that, Vanessa comes into town.
Yes.
It's the last moment that she can fly.
Mm-hmm.
So this is, and we can tell it's winter because they're all cold.
Yeah. They were
so I feel like this is like the beginning of November.
Okay.
Because that's the last time she could fly.
Yeah.
And Brooklyn was born in January. So this is like beginning of November. She gets into town, and Nick builds this nursery, which is so cute. He puts it all together, and she comes in, and she totally cries. It was like hard to watch because I almost started crying.
She was just so impressed by like what he put together, and it was so pink and girly and adorable, and like a really good room. Let's be honest, I want that room. Put me in that thing
too. So cute, and their house there is so cute too. And so she was really, really appreciative to be there and see that, and you know, Nick's really trying to establish a life there for his family, and he's got this bar opening, and they're turning their house into this family home, and it's very cute to see.
I love the houses back there. I do.
Yeah,
I mean, it's nothing like it. When you go to the East Coast or Midwest, the houses are just the A-frames.
I know, they're just beautiful. They are.
I do. I'm like a Midwestern boy at heart. I'm from LA.
I'm like an East Coast girl, so I love all that stuff.
I grew up with all that.
I'm from San Francisco, and I live in LA, but I'm an East Coast girl. It's where I belong.
I know.
And you're from Florida.
I'm from Miami. That's like another country.
Hey, Miami. I love it.
The heart wants what it wants. And mine wants the East Coast. But this show gives me a little of that. So,
me too.
So we see now Drew's like, "Hey Nick, you need to come back to the bar."
Even before that, I do want to.
But what did I miss?
No, there's nothing you missed.
Oh.
I want to really quickly interrupt, and I want to thank Mazda, our sponsor.
Yes,
They've been supporting the show for a bit, and so thank you guys for doing that. Every week we ask you guys a question. You know, does driving matter to you? This week I want to share a story about Lauren and Jen.
What'd I do?
What I do?
Well, you don't remember because you were drunk.
Why would I?
But luckily, our designated driver was driving a Mazda.
That's right.
Feeling the wind in his hair. And it was good because it refreshed you guys in the back seats.
It did. There was plenty of room for us to relax back there. Good music.
Periscope.
Swift, smooth drive that did not make us car sick, even though we were intoxicated slightly.
Selfies.
Good lighting.
Hands-free selfies.
The car had no distractions, which is good because you guys were the only distraction in the car.
That's right. It was a
like
Mazda,
that.
and our friend had the car and took us home safely.
It was spacious and comfy.
Oh, very good.
Driving matters.
Driving mattered.
It does matter.
For a variety of reasons.
Not to us that night. It mattered to the designated driver, and it mattered that we got safely home.
Yeah.
Got you
Mazda.
home. The Mazda's car got you home.
That's right.
You know, so whatever your situation is, driving matters.
That's right.
When you're on the road.
Sure does.
And Mazda's got the car for you.
That's right.
That's right,
So
Mazda.
that's just a little fun story I wanted to share.
That's fine. Thank you for sharing
more,
that.
Fun stories follow two drunk girls.
Exactly. For more
Got lots
other
of those.
all kind of stories.
All kinds of stories.
Yes.
So we see that Nick and Drew are back at the bar. They did not drive there in a Mazda, but they got there. It seemed like it was late at night.
Yeah,
Nick was like, why am I here? It's freezing cold. And Drew's like, I have something to show you. We see a little anticipation, like, nervous, but he's also like excited. Like, my brother's going to love this. I got a big barrel of bourbon.
I made a decision.
Right.
And Nick flips out.
Right.
Okay, so here's how I would have done it.
Okay.
Start with, like, you know what? I just want you, you know, we're about 3 weeks out. Try this bourbon.
Yeah.
Let's have some bourbon together.
Oh, yeah.
I know, but maybe he couldn't open it yet or something.
I feel like that might be the case.
Well, he should have.
Because the bunghole couldn't get open.
And now the bunghole's in.
Wait, but the bunghole was already open because they already tried it, so they already knew.
Was that their same barrel or was that a separate barrel?
Maybe it was.
No, because every barrel is original.
I know, but maybe they had like a little put aside, or maybe they opened it. I don't know.
Then
how
if they
that
had a
works.
little put aside, they should have taken a little bit aside just for Nick and been like, "Hey, try this bourbon."
I agree with you on
This
that.
is really good. Good, because I got a whole 12 grand barrel of it.
Dude,
I like that idea, actually.
He should have gotten him a little liquored up and then said,
I
"Hey,
agree.
listen."
Right.
I agree.
Then it would have probably gone down a little smoother.
Yeah, the bunghole would have entered the hole a little bit easier.
It would have been like lubrication.
I can't even say
Lube it up
right
and
now.
get it in and slip in the money thing and then...
I can't even.
Yeah.
Right now.
Take a sip of that delicious water.
So Nick gets really upset. He seemed authentically upset.
Oh, yeah.
And Drew was just like, okay, I feel bad, but you're also my brother. You could see their brotherly, like, dude, you're just like being an annoying brother. Like, okay, whatever. And Nick then explains to Vanessa, you know, a little later, like, hey, I had a hard day. I'm really upset about this whole thing. And Vanessa is the voice of reason, of course. And she's like, listen, you guys are brothers. You have to trust each other, like in a marriage, that you can't be around each other all the time. You're both busy, so you're going to have to be able to make decisions for each other. And he's like, you know what? You're right. He apologizes to Drew, who says some smart-ass comment like, you've yelled at me many times before. And Nick's like, and that's not going to be the last time. So it all ended well. The only thing is we didn't see scenes for the next...
Did you see scenes? I actually mentioned, I'm like, Phil sees them during the commercials, but we fast-forward through the commercials. Maybe we missed it.
We had no scenes for next week.
Yeah, I mean, stuff happens.
Oh, you saw scenes?
No, I skipped. I didn't see them.
You know what I'm wondering?
It's always confusing.
We are not totally positive there's an episode next week. I'm sure there is, but if there isn't for some reason, obviously we will be here for the next episode. But I think there is. We just didn't see scenes, so we don't know what's going on. But we're glad that they resolved their problem.
I have a question now.
This was the biggest problem we faced on the...
I was going to ask you. I would ask you guys,
conflict.
Do you believe in the whole sometimes you got to spend money to make money?
Yes. Yes.
But if you have a budget, how do you feel about
I think you have to spend it wisely, though.
Well, of course. I don't think you just throw caution to the wind and, like, be an idiot about it, but it takes money to make money for sure.
I mean, here's the, you know, just this past week, our own Maria Menounos was on Bar Rescue along with Kevin Undergaro. And, you know, this guy literally... He was a wine guy, and that's what he did. He sold all this wine, but he literally was just so focused on that the business took aside. And it's like, okay, if you're going to focus on that, that's all you're going to focus. He's like, yeah, but how am I going to make money? You're not going to make money just by you bartending.
Right.
You're making bartending money. You're not making, like, what the bar could actually make.
Yeah.
Right, the full potential.
You know, and part of it is, you know, when you're starting off, I mean, I think it's okay right now. They're starting off, and then eventually you figure out what works and what doesn't, and you eliminate things as they go along.
Right.
Well, that's why I kind of like this show, because they're showing you different bits and pieces. Like, you know, do you get, like, for me, I would have thought I would have got 4 TVs instead of 1. That's just what it me.
Right. I know that was confusing to me because that's not what they did. I don't know.
Here's the thing, well, I think it's the one big TV, and there's still going to be multiple TVs.
Right.
There's the centerpiece, which I think, I mean, assuming that's what it is.
I think maybe they did do that because there was definitely more than one TV. I don't know.
Which is interesting on the show. I was like, oh, you picked one instead of the 4. I'm like, okay.
That's how it seemed, at least. That it was just going to be this one TV. But
you can't have a one TV.
You can't have,
no, that would be called a movie theater.
That would be called someone's living room with alcohol in it.
And people that work there. Which is weird that you have people that work in your living room. Right. Which, by the way, I really want to see some servers up in here.
I can't wait for that. Well, wait. Okay, so I think we covered everything, right?
Do you think we did?
It was a little bit lighter episode.
Lighter?
It was later.
The first fight ever.
But it wasn't bad.
But they reconciled, and I'm happy about that.
I like that we saw them make up.
Yeah.
Vanessa was the voice of reason, and
they broke bread.
It was good.
What were they eating?
It was probably La Rosa's.
Okay.
Which is pizza and stuff?
And stuff.
And
hoagies and salads and things. It's good. Probably what I know. We were hungry just watching.
I'm hungry now. I'm picking my
and with that, let's get into some predictions since we're talking about next week.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I mean, that still gets me every time. It's just like, what happened? Where'd the lights go? It's so fast. It's like a slap in the face.
My prediction, I'm just going to throw it out there. My prediction is going to be that they're going to be down to the wire on the show. They're going to really show us that they're down to the wire.
Are we going to see some stress?
I think so. That's what I think is going to happen.
Did they make the launch date?
I don't know what the exact launch date was, and I think they did. I mean, they opened up in December, so they are, according to the timeline, they're going right now.
Yeah, okay.
If that's assuming, okay.
So, I mean, I don't know what the exact...
I just don't want like a pillar to fall on, like, hey guys, come on. Ooh, sorry.
No, I don't think that happened.
I don't think they want the lawsuit.
I don't think so. I am predicting that we are going to, in the next maybe 2 episodes, we're going to see them interviewing staff. And I feel like, I don't know this for sure, but I feel like Kate is going to be involved.
Kate the mom.
Yes, I agree with you on that.
And that's going to be so good.
Yeah, it's going to be good television. I agree with you on that.
I love that.
What is the outfit? Are the outfits the things we wore last week?
Yeah, just t-shirts. You guys go on Lachey'sBar.com and get your paraphernalia. They've got hats and shirts and sweatshirts and jackets and things, and it's all real cute.
You saw us wearing it last week. It's like sporty spice. So.
Super cute, but they wear that. They're just like t-shirts that say Lachey's, and they wear jeans. It's like totally, it's a uniform, but it's like casual because...
Everyone's required to wear flip-flops?
No.
Oh my God,
I did not notice that. I did not notice that.
So funny.
Yeah.
I predict that we will see another probably altercation or 2 between Nick and Drew. Mm-hmm. I think that we're going to see some staffing go down. I would love to see the grand opening and like what that party looks like.
Oh, that will probably be the finale, I would assume.
Yeah, right.
Yes. So we've got 5 more episodes. Mm-hmm. So a lot's going to happen in 5 episodes.
That's right.
A baby isn't born then, but it's getting close.
Getting close.
Okay.
Down to the wire.
So you won't see a baby on this one?
We will not be seeing a baby. No, we will not.
Okay.
No. Phil?
I think we'll see the launch before the finale, and the finale would kind of just be like where we are now. I don't know. I just feel like we're moving so fast towards the launch date that unless it gets delayed, we're on track.
That's true. That's a good point. We'll see how they figure that all out.
I can see that.
Totally. We can't all of a sudden slow down to seconds when we're going like weeks.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. The pace they're going. How are we going to keep up? All right. Okay, well, do we have any news and gossip, Jennifer?
We do.
Okay.
We do.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So on this week's news and gossip for Lachey's Bar, we found out that Nick and Drew were part of the Bud Light, hold on, I'll tell you what it is called. Of course, I don't remember it. Up for Whatever campaign. So apparently what they did was have a yoga class and some other things go on, and Nick and Drew were hosting these events, and they hosted a yoga class. It was a hot yoga class. Oh, wow. And apparently they filmed it as well, because the person that wrote the article was like, well, I didn't know I was getting filmed today, but everyone was wearing like Bud Light paraphernalia, and like it was a blue room and blue yoga mats, and everyone got free yoga mats, but they
that would have been
free
fun.
Bud Light.
No, but they got free the Bud Light mats, which is kind of weird and like the opposite of what you bring to a yoga class, because somebody might be like,
unless you're sweating it out from the night before.
True. And so I guess what happened was they were leading this yoga class, and Nick kept saying over and over again, I've never done hot yoga. Am I doing it right? And like they were assuring him he is, but they had like a whole trick to this, because there was names of the poses that you're used to, but they renamed them with like Budweiser names.
Oh, how funny.
So some of them were
what?
That's crazy.
Stay tuned as I scroll.
So no warrior pose, no.
No, one was like, so there's a pose called like crow pose, where you like put your hands on the floor and like you balance your knees on the backs of your arms, and your butt's in the air and you're like using your arm strength. And so they call that like when you've had way too many Budweisers but still standing because you're on your hands for some reason. Like you're not throwing up yet, but you're still okay.
Funny.
Then there's a reaching. Instead of chair pose, which is like you're sitting on a chair, reaching for the last Bud Light in the fridge pose.
Oh, okay. I like that.
And then there was like the FOMO pose, which I'm not sure what that even means, but like people have FOMO. And
people have major FOMO. Yeah. It's a real thing. It's a disease.
Yeah. So normally in hot yoga they do like 26 poses and they do each one twice, but in this they did 6 poses.
That's it?
It was being filmed and they had to do them each kind of like twice because of filming it.
I want to see that. We should figure out how to see that because that would be very funny.
Yeah, we have to see it. I wonder if they're going to show it in one of the episodes. I mean, maybe season 2 if we find out if there is one. I don't know. I don't know, but that's all I got. Other than actually Vanessa's show, which we told you, everyone, that was renamed and it airs October 16. They started filming this week.
Okay.
They're reshooting the pilot because Vanessa wasn't originally in it, and so they're reshooting that.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
It's going to be good. Everyone watch it. It's on NBC.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I think we got this all. We wrapped it all up. The bourbon battle. It was great. I can't wait to. Next time I go in there, I am trying the bourbon. Now, I didn't even realize that all went down.
It's all gone.
It's all
220 bottles.
Yeah, they hawked it. They hawked it for more TVs. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening and watching here at AfterBuzz TV. I'm your host, Lauren Leonelli. You can find me at Lauren Leonelli on all of the social media trifecta things.
I'm on 8 after shows here on AfterBuzz TV, so just follow me on all those.
Oh, okay.
I'm Jennifer Golden. You can find me on all the things at Jennifer Golden, and Lauren and I at Two Drunk Girls.
That's right.
And I'm Phil Svitek. Follow us here at AfterBuzz TV, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
All right. See you guys next week.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.